Was he worried that if I do it in the house, I might be rotting away and nobody would know about it?
Oh, nobody would even notice
But if I do it in the hallway, they'll know right away.
Right.
They'll find me quicker.
But it's going to be an absolute mess. I don't want to get into details.
Mess anywhere, but I mean...
Well, if you go out like Marilyn Monroe, that's the way to go. Just take some pills.
Marilyn Monroe was murdered too.
Well,
we got our tinfoil hat on. I'm allowed to say that.
Okay, on the set of her first movie, Niagara, she was overlooking Niagara Falls, one of the scenes, and one of the guys and the crew said to Marilyn Monroe, "You know, people go over that falls to kill themselves." And she looked at him and said, "Oh, what a horrible way to go. I would just take some pills." Quote unquote.
So you're saying that
and she took pills to die. What killed her?
So validates that she actually did commit suicide.
Or that story was made up to validate why they injected her with pills.
Or she actually did say it, and that guy leaked that information to the proper people.
Yes, look. Here's how we do it. We put all the pieces together.
Yep, they put the pieces
So
together.
how old was Hillary back then? No. Just kidding. Did she know JFK? Hillary.
I'm wondering if she knew that guy that climbed Mount Everest.
How about Sympathy for the Devil? How about we play the Rolling Stones' Sympathy for the Devil? That would be Hillary Clinton's theme song because she's been around forever. She's had a hand in on all of it.
Probably. So this Gary Welsh guy decides while walking through his hallway, this has got to be the place to do it.
Right here, right now.
Right in the hallway. I'm not even going to wait to go back into my room. I mean, we could speculate on what he was thinking, that maybe his body will be found sooner. I don't know why you would care about it one way or another, but he decides to do it in the hallway.
Okay. Just real quick. A week before he did this was the Indiana primary where he wrote a blog and he said, new polls show that Trump's up in Indiana 9 points. He's going to win it. He also reported that fake poll that Cruz was up 16 points that we reported and I called BS on.
What, he called that it was BS?
Yes,
okay.
In his poll, and he in the one line, the ominous line, he says, talks about the polls, and he says, if I'm not around to see the vote results, my prediction is that Trump will win Indiana.
That's an odd statement.
He writes, the second paragraph in his blog says, if I'm not around to see the vote results, my prediction is that Trump will win.
So he knew that he was going to be murdered.
I don't know.
Or he knew that the probability was so high that he threw that in his blog?
Well, and some of the articles I've read say that his friends and family told him, you need to be careful.
Right. Wow.
Okay, so now we're in the hallway, and we're like, hey, let's do it right here.
So like many lawyers today, he had complained about poor legal business. So you said he was successful, but this says he's complained about poor legal business. He wrote in the blog, Advance Indiana, and was unafraid of unmasking corruption.
That's the name of his blog.
Kind of like we're just fearless here at Smith Radio.
Right, and his name of his blog was, and it's still up. His blog is still up. It's called Advance Indiana.
Right. Many of his friends had suggested that he be careful. Gary Welsh on the right, he's pictured. Okay, this is the picture of him. While addressing the commissioners during 2012 Marion County election, represented matter. Okay, so this is describing a photo.
Right, the guy that wrote this blog is talking about Gary, and Gary actually represented him at one point in time in a legal suit that had to do with the state of Indiana. And this guy just kind of goes on and on about they weren't really close, but he said, I don't know if this is real or not. I read a couple other blogs that were blogging about Gary, and most of them were really all about being shocked and beside themselves. I read I went to the funeral home's website. No. Sorry. I went to legacy.com. And legacy.com had the funeral posting and the eulogy. And I got to reading it, and that's when I found out that he was gay, because it mentioned his partner. He leaves behind his mom and brothers and sisters and his close partner.
So here's Jason Silverstein from New York Daily News. He says, a prolific Indiana political blogger wrote an ominous post last week predicting a Donald Trump victory in his state, and soon afterwards committed suicide, police said. And almost like just that opening paragraph makes it sound like he really didn't want Donald Trump to win, and he was so upset by it that as soon as he did win, he committed suicide. But anyway, Gary,
not true. If you read some of his blogs, it sounded like he was a pro-Trump.
Right. So Gary Welsh is a lawyer who managed his Advance Indiana blog since 2005, was found in his Indianapolis apartment around 8 a.m. Sunday with a gunshot wound.
Hold on. Did that say in his apartment?
Well,
in the complex. In the apartment
says
complex.
In his Indianapolis apartment. The hallway's part of his apartment. With a gunshot wound, according to the Indianapolis Star. Officers found him in a stairwell, dead at the scene, according to the police report. Police ruled Welsh's death a suicide instantly without any evidence whatsoever. No, I threw that in. but have not released any details on what may have motivated it. Clearly, one friend,
some motivation somewhere.
One of his friends, Jim Klimek, who's also an attorney, said Welsh's mood had been deteriorating in the past few weeks. Welsh was facing financial struggles in part because he spent so much time blogging that it cut into his struggling law practice. Really? How much time does it take to blog?
Oh, well, and he didn't blog every day. I went back through his articles.
Well, if you go back, investigative journalism, that could be very time consuming.
And they say that he got so deep into, like, he was a really meticulous journalist, if you will. When he got onto something, he clamped his jaws onto that meat. He did not let go until he found out. And then the way that he would blog about it, he'd start to tell you the details and the history behind the people that were involved. So if there were A, B, and C, 3 different people involved, he'd actually tell you those people's pasts and kind of wrap it all together.
Okay.
So, yeah. Okay.
So, quote, his blog and his practice of law were kind of bifurcated. One was eating up the other, said Klimek, who he worked across the hall with from Welsh. He added, quote, Gary was an outsider to the extent that it made him feel more isolated than he was. Just days before he was found dead, Welsh filed a final post for his blog predicting Trump will win the Hoosier State's GOP presidential primary Tuesday. But his post took a dark turn, even for a piece discussing a Donald Trump victory. What?
Wow.
So obviously the author of this is anti-Trump.
Trump, right. Never Trumper.
Like, as if predicting Donald Trump's victory wasn't dark enough.
It made me want to off myself. I can't believe Trump's going to win.
Quote, if I'm not around to see the voting results, my prediction is that Trump wins Indiana with just shy of 50% of the vote.
Right.
Welsh said.
Does he know? Did the Clintons know this guy?
Well, they don't need to. They ordered the hit, and that was it.
Well, and you'll never see her name on the hit, and they'll never be connected because they know people who know what they're supposed to do.
Well, if Gary Welsh's mother actually was the one to kill him, that's legal. He's just aborting it.
Oh, right. Right, according to Hillary.
He's only 53 years old,
right.
So he's within the
range.
Window.
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness.
So anyway.
I don't, yeah.
I mean, how do you die in a hallway? It's like a back alley.
Well, there's not even saying the hallway. It was in the stairwell.
Right. Correct.
I just can't take another step.
Oh, wow.
These damn stairs. Why don't they ever put in an elevator? Why do I got to live on the 19th floor?
Oh, God, please forgive us.
19th floor. Well, I tell you what. When the day that I die, I hope all y'all
can laugh about it.
laugh and joke. Oh, live it up because I'll be doing just fine. I'll be doing a lot better.
They say that the suicide victims, they become servants in the afterlife.
Well, that's what they say to try and keep you from offing yourself. But
I don't know who came up with that, but I heard it from Beetlejuice.
Okay.
Just that.
Well, if you heard it from Beetlejuice, then it's got to be fact.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Wow. So, did you know that that Trump is getting some fresh new support from unlikely?
Latinos for Trump.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Trump, this Latino gonna vote for Trump. Trump, this Latino gonna vote for Trump.
So this band
I have never
has
heard that.
come up with music for Latinos.
For the man who tells me the truth, the one that we have prayed and hoped for. Let's get it straight. Who am I gonna follow then?
Where have you found this?
His name is Donald, who's gonna make us great again. And I, as a Latino, want my people to understand. Let's put an end to political correctness and make you comprehend.
Wow.
So this is on the internet, so it's gotta be real. It's gotta be for real. And I pray that my wife is listening right now. This is for you, honey. So he's.
I was gonna say, did she find that or something? I mean, you must have been scouring. How did you? You must have went down a rabbit hole. I haven't heard that reported anywhere. Where'd that come from?
You know how I slip on awesome sauce sometimes.
Wow.
So apparently, in the general election, the poll numbers right now, Latinos for Hillary, 45%.
Okay.
For Trump, 55%.
Really?
Yes. And this is not being reported. This is not being told by anybody.
Why aren't the Trump people reporting that?
Well,
he does say, I win with Latinos.
Well,
and
he just recently pulled that lady back up on stage again. The
right.
crazy lady that throws her arms out there. I love my Trump. La, 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 la. Oh no, that was Muslim. Sorry.
Yeah, I was like, what, is she from the Middle East?
Then there's that Muslim woman that.
Oh,
geez.
Wow, we flew off the rails here at Smith Radio.
You're listening to smithradio.com. If you want to join the show, 772-49-SMITH.
3 minutes early, but
Okay, we'll do it again in 3 minutes.
right.
So I mean, he's doing really well with the Latino community, and it's
Here in Hamilton County, we actually have a Latino outreach representative.
Yeah.
And she's almost kind of turning famous. She's been interviewed by, what's that one, Univision?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Univision. Univision. Who absolutely
Hates
Trump.
Yeah, they went off on her. They said, "Why?"
Jorge Ramos.
I don't think that he interviewed her, but she was interviewed, and she said,
Because Jorge Ramos is a communist.
oh well, I mean, yeah,
Flat out. When I told my wife about that, she was like, what?
yeah, because he's like a celebrity himself.
Oh, yeah. No, he's a celebrity, and the Mexicans in Mexico.
so pretty.
Yeah, oh, he's beautiful.
Guapo.
He's like the beautiful man.
Muy guapo.
Guapo.
Oh, guapo.
Guapo. Guapo would be the English pronunciation.
Guapo.
So
Okay,
she
I
grew
gotcha.
up watching him all her life because out in L.A., that's Mexico now. I mean, it just is out in
Yeah.
L.A. All the TV out there you get. So, and half the radio stations on the air, which there's dozens, half are Spanish radio
Oh
stations.
yeah.
So when I told her about Jorge and his communist-loving ties, she was just beside herself. She was shocked. I'm like, yes. Anyways.
Well, she now knows that communism is bad.
Right.
But if you had told her that before she knew that, she would have been like, so is that supposed to be something that concerns me? I don't know.
It's a bad word. Well,
Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah, so Latinos for Trump. And you're saying that the outreach lady here and
oh yeah, she it's interesting because she's